This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
Well, hello and welcome to India Questions. Today we have a very, very special guest from across the border, someone close to all of us. We admire him, we tend to fear him a bit, and most of us think he's such a nice guy that actually we wish he was Indian. Perhaps we should adopt him, should we? Yes, sir. Right? Honorable Indian.
Honorary Indian.
Honorary Indian, yeah. Oh, not honorable. Well, especially a few years ago, we'd have loved to have him in our cricket team. I'm, of course, talking to the best-known man from Pakistan in India, and I include even Musharraf in that. Better known than Mr. Musharraf, Imrankhan. Now, of course, apart from his cricket, most of you do know that he has been voted once as the sexiest man in the world. And we have a very young audience here, ready and waiting to find out everything that you ever wanted to know about Imran, but you were afraid to ask. Now's your chance. Anything, free for all. But more than just being a hugely popular guy, Imran is a man of many parts. So today, we plan to ask him about his various strengths. We've got 4 sections in this show, and we'll start with the obvious one, cricket. We'll move on to politics. He has been fighting for democracy for years. That's another reason he should be an honorable Indian. Both his own politics and Pakistan politics we'll talk about. He's got strong views on that. The third section, we'll ask him about his charities. He lives for those, actually. That's deep down in his DNA. And in the final section, we'll have a free-for-all and ask him about his love life. Okay? Ready? Get your questions ready. But first, let's talk about cricket. I use the prerogative of an anchor and just start off by saying it's been talked about a way like the ping-pong diplomacy between China and America. It brought India and Pakistan together again, kind of a peace initiative. But has it really done that? Is cricket bringing the two countries closer together, or is it a bit like a war on the field?
Actually, if the politicians make the right noises and talk about friendship, then cricket actually acts as a cement. Right. You know, it helps. Yeah. But if the politicians are talking about war, then the cricket field becomes like a war. Yeah. So it basically depends on the leadership of the two countries. Right, right. What sort of, you know, before a cricket match, what is the atmosphere? You know,
I've had a hobby horse for about 5-7 years now, and I've even asked General Musharraf about this in an interview, and he said, yes, he's for it. That for the sake of peace, we once have a joint India-Pakistan team to take on the rest of the world. Would you support such a thing?
Except it would take away the fun from that Indo-Pak match, you know, which is so special.
We'll have those as well, yeah.
Yes,
Who would be captain,
though? The current 2 teams?
You see, it's 11, unfortunately, so you can say 5-5 and then 1 captain.
Well, I would say that Dravid would be the captain. Not
based on country, but based on personality, cricket strength, etc.
Not being diplomatic. I actually think that you know, Dravid he's more of an aggressive captain. He's a bold captain. He leads from the front. Right. Inzamam, although I would say is a greater player. You know, this would be controversial here, but
greater
for me,
player, Inzamam
would be a greater batsman. But as a captain, he's too laid back. Yeah. You know,
but you're a great fan of his, right, Inzamam?
In terms of as a batsman, I think he hasn't really. He's not the amount of talent God gifted him with. Right. He's not really done justice to it, and even then he averages 50.
Amazing, actually. Okay, cricket questions. Anybody? The young girl in the black at the back. Yes, ma'am.
So you started with your cricketing career at a very young age of 18. And in your very first match against England, your performance was a very unimpressive one. After that, you were rated as a substandard test player. Didn't this thing discourage or demotivate you in any sense?
You've been doing your research, I see. Yeah, solid on Google. But it's an important question. How do you face those kind of setbacks?
You see, every cricketer, except for very few names I can think of, when they first came into cricket, Test cricket, they went through a patch where they were dropped.
Including Ganguly, actually. Yes.
Everyone, I mean, except I'm not sure about Sachin,
Sachin.
but I know about the rest that everyone was dropped after Javed Miandad, my cousin Majid, who became one of the great cricketers. He was dropped. Almost everyone. That's really the period where what we call as a sportsman, it's your character building period. Either you fade away because everyone says you're no good, or you analyze yourself, decide where your weaknesses are, then work hard to correct those weaknesses, and you always come back much stronger.
But it's bloody hard work, and it's demoralizing. So you have to fight both mind and your weaknesses in terms of your technique or whatever.
You see, there is no shortcut in sports. If you want to make it in life, there is no shortcut. The higher you aim at, the harder you've got to work. But I always found one thing in successful sportsmen. They could analyze their mistakes better than the ones who even were more talented than them, but did not have this ability to do a correct analysis.
Right. Okay, next question. How about this young lad? Go ahead.
If you give it a chance to coach Indian bowlers, what will you answer? Exactly yes or no? In one straight word.
If I was asked to become a coach
of Indian bowlers.
To coach Indian bowlers.
You know the controversy behind, I think you also coached, Wasim Akram did, and there was a bit of a uproar in Pakistan, why are you coaching Indians, etc. Does that bother you? Would you still coach Indians?
But when you're playing international cricket, young cricketers always pick the brains of great cricketers, whatever nationality they belong to.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, when I was, who did I learn from? I learned, I got the best tips from John Snow, who was English, Mike Proctor, who was South African, and to some extent, Dennis Lilly was Australian.
Kapil Dev?
Kapil was junior. So, I mean...
Did you teach him?
He was a bit shy. He didn't ask. Otherwise, I would have helped him.
You would have. So there your answer is yes, he would. Okay, how about the young lady here in the third row? Yeah, ma'am.
Inzamamul Haq is the present captain of Pakistan team. Who is the future captain of the Pakistan team?
Well, I think Yunus Khan is the natural captain. And the reason why I say he's a natural captain is because he has the character. He's selfless. One of the most important things for a captain is that he has to be selfless. He should play for the team. And when you're selfless, you're involved with the team. In case of Yunus, he oozes this selflessness on the field. He's always involved. And then, of course, he has the other important characteristic a captain must have. That's guts, courage. And, if you... A cowardly captain is a contradiction in terms.
Right.
You cannot have a leader who does not have courage and guts. So I think Yunus is the natural captain.
There's one other thing. He's appeared a lot on our channels, and all our women anchors think he should join Bollywood as well.
Who Yunus Khan?
Yeah. They think he should. Yeah. That's the question. Why don't you join Bollywood? Have you ever been asked?
I was actually, you won't believe it, I was asked by one great Indian actor who we all used to look up to. In fact, even turned up in England to ask me to act in a film. But I was puzzled. I won't name him because, it'll be embarrassing. But
no, it's a credit to him.
Okay, it was, Devanand, who in my time was a great one. But
well, good for Devanand. I think it was a great idea.
But it's for me, it is just, it's strange that how can someone, just because I'm playing cricket, how can I become an actor? It makes no sense to me. Actually, also someone else, Ismail Merchant once asked me to act in a film. But again, I was always puzzled that how can I act? I mean, I couldn't even act in a school play. Forget about, going into films.
But, I mean, he looks good enough to act in a Bollywood film. Right, right. Okay, how about this girl here? Actually, I meant you earlier. Yeah, in the brown. Yeah.
How would you rate the present Pakistani cricket team as compared to the one for which you were the captain?
Actually, the team that won the World Cup, and for the next 6 years, I thought that was the best ever Pakistan team in our history. And also, it should have been the #1 team because West Indies had gone down by then. So I thought they did not do justice to them because they had the two great fast bowlers of the time, Wasim and Waqar. Both had their peak. They had Siklan Mushtaq, who was at that time an amazing off-spinner. Then they had Inzamam, and they had batting, which was quite strong. So basically, I mean, great teams have great bowling attacks. You look back, it's...
Spoken like a true bowler. Although you started your life as a batsman, really.
I did, but I mean, you look, Wes Hall and Charlie Griffith, they dominated.
That's
then
true.
Lily Thompson dominated. Then the West Indian fast bowlers dominated. Right. And as they were going down, Wasim and Waqar came up, and Pakistan should have dominated, but it did not. I didn't think they did justice to themselves. But this current Pakistan team, because of its bowling attack, and they have two great bowlers, one is Shoaib Akhtar, the other is Mohammad Asif. Unfortunately, both of them not available.
Do you feel there's a bit of vindictiveness in that because they were never really liked? Is there something, there's always this suspicion, India and Pakistan are conspiracy theory countries. So is there a conspiracy against these two guys?
No, I just think it was, the timing of the test was strange, that a day before a vital match, suddenly you find out two key players are not available. They should have done, the test results should have come before the team selection, so the selectors should have then had the right team. Poor Yunus Khan, before the first match, is left with -2 fast bowlers and actually without a strike bowler. I don't think it was a conspiracy, it was bad timing.
Okay, how about this young man here in the pink shirt? Yeah.
Sir, cricket has been evolving ever since it started. First there were the 5 days matches, then 1 days, then now even 2020. So what do you think is the basic difference between the game cricket played about 30, 40 years back and which is played now?
Well, one-day cricket is now in abundance, much more than I think it is good for cricket, because while it is raking in money for the cricket boards and while it is entertaining for the public, but what it is doing is that the standard of fast bowling is going down. Because see, one-day cricket takes its toll on fast bowlers, because it is a very hectic cricket, which for a batsman is not a problem, for a medium pacer it's easy, for a spinner it's not a problem, but a fast bowler, if he carries an injury in one-day cricket, the pace of cricket is so fast, he's likely to aggravate it, which is why at the moment you hardly see any fast bowlers. Whereas in 80s, when I was playing, every team had a quality fast bowler. The West Indies had such depth in fast bowling that their second string fast bowlers went and destroyed South Africa on a rebel tour. Their second string. I mean, Sylvester Clarke alone, who couldn't get into the West Indies, single-handedly destroyed South Africa. So that was the sort of quality of pace bowling. You don't find it today because it's taking its toll on the fast bowlers much more than you know.
Are you saying that the fewer the number, the shorter the game, it's more becoming a batsman-dominated game?
Batsman dominate, very difficult for fast bowlers to survive the space. Right. So they've got to, have a more balanced itinerary. So fielding standards have improved. Running in between wickets has improved. The batsmen are playing more strokes than they were playing before because of the amount of one-day cricket. But the level of fast bowling has gone down.
But, you look at the stadiums at test matches, they're never full. It's a bit like classical music versus pop music. Everybody still says test cricket is the thing, but so few people are watching. How does one change that?
You see, for a cricket connoisseur, I mean, I would only judge a cricketer of his performance in a test match. I would never judge a cricketer on his one-day performance. Because test match...
But are you sounding old-fashioned there?
No, I mean, you ask any current cricketer. I'm not talking about old cricketers, not my age. Even now you ask the current cricketers, they will gauge a cricketer on his performance in test cricket. Because test cricket is a test of a cricketer, a complete test. One-day cricket is, the sort of cricketers who can get away with, in one-day cricket, cannot necessarily get away in Test cricket. Whereas a great Test cricketer will always do well in one-day cricket.
Right, right. Okay, we'll take a short break. When we come back, or before we come back, you said he should get into Bollywood? Yes. Do you know who his favorite Bollywood actress is? No. You want to know? Actually, they just want to know one small thing. Who's your favorite Bollywood actress?
Well, you see...
Now, don't be diplomatic.
No, I'm not being...
I love them all.
No, I will not be diplomatic. Because you see, I haven't, my life in the last 15 years, politics, charity, so on, has taken me away. Plus, I no longer need that escapism which you at your ages need. You want to sort of fantasize and stuff. I passed that age too. Diplomatic. So therefore, I hardly watch any films now. But in my time, I'm coming to that. In my time, I thought Wahida Rahman was the greatest actor.
All right. So you still carry a torch for Wahida Rahman. Okay, on that we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk to Imran and ask questions, not about cricket, but about his politics and how he's fighting for democracy. That's in a moment from now.